Yeah, before we get started, is everybody good today? Before we get started, I want to talk about something right quick. Man, we live in some different times today. This right here, just in case you guys, I don't know if you guys heard what this right here. This guy already got shot. Let me put somebody on mute. There we go. Let's put everybody on mute. All right, this right here guy got shot yesterday. Man, he got shot in the neck. Man, I tell you what, man, he bled out too, man. You get shot in the neck, it ain't too much we can do for you. But this guy right here is his name is Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk was he has very radical conservative views on a lot of different things. He's probably very similar to some of my views and stuff. But I wanted to put this out here because guys, we're entering into a time. We have moved into a time into where people seem to be hurt over people's opinion. You know, if you have an opinion or you have something you want to say or you speak about something, we live in a time now, man, where people hate that. And people will literally take you out because of your belief. Which I don't understand that, guys, because if you have an opposing belief and what you say has merit or is sound, if you have a sound argument, or you're able to deconstruct your argument or deconstruct their argument, and you can win a debate or a discussion, you shouldn't have a problem with somebody else's opinion. You know, and then guys, you shouldn't want to, guys, I live my life to where every day and from everybody, every day and everybody, I actually feel like that I can learn from everybody and every situation that I have, and I feel like that's an opportunity to learn. And guys, when you get to the point to where you shut everybody off and you can't learn from anybody else, and people who have an opposing opinion or view than yours, you are willing to go out there and take them out, something is wrong with the world that we live in. And that's what we're living in, guys. We're living in a world where, and let me just say this right here, guys. I would literally march shoulder to shoulder with the KKK if what we were marching over and what we were speaking over and what we were protesting against was the freedom of speech and the freedom to say what you believe. If we was talking about that, I have no problem with that, guys. I have no problem with a person who the problem is, guys, well, not the problem, but where I see this thing is, I wouldn't, I think that everybody should have the right to say what you believe in. I don't want to stop you. I wouldn't want to sit here and shut down the KKK from saying what they believe in, because I don't want them to shut down me saying what I believe in. You see? I won't want the government to do that, guys. But this guy right here lost his life, man. I think he might have been 31 years old. He lost his life. He has some very conservative beliefs now. He believed in gun laws and stuff like that. And it is what it is, man. And I may not agree with some of the stuff that he say. I never even heard of him. I just heard he got shot yesterday. But guys, I may not even agree with a lot of things he say, but I don't believe in you got to kill them to shut them up. As a matter of fact, when you do stuff like kill people to shut them up, then what you're saying is they got a point. Because you got to kill them to shut them up. Because if you don't have a problem with their opinion or what they believe in, then you should be able to deconstruct their argument. So we got to get to this point, man, where we can't be getting mad at people because people have an opposing mindset or opposing views, man. We got to get out of that, man. All right, let's get into the class today. All right, guys, so today we're going to look at a couple of different, we're going to look at exterior materials. Let's see what we got.
Hey, Mr. Starr.
Yes, sir.
So do we not get a chance to rebut what you just said?
Oh, yeah, no, you can.
Or this just...
No, you can. Go ahead. Yeah,
because my thing is, I agree with some of what you just said, and I totally agree with that particular guy. I'm not advocating for murder for anyone, whether I like you, don't like you, or nothing like that. But what I cannot agree with anybody that want to keep us down as a race of people or any race of people. I just can't agree with them. I can't even sit down at the table with them. This guy was, again, I'm not praising that someone killed him, but he fell on the same sword that he carried. He made statements that said that death is worth the Second Amendment rule. Yeah, the Second Amendment rule. So he's in agreement with people dying for the Second Amendment to live. And there's no way I can agree. And that contrary to what you just said, really, because of the fact that he advocated, he didn't care about people being murdered. There's what they call it, mass murders go on, seem like every other month somebody, there's a school shooting, this and that. Come on, man. This ain't the Wild Wild West. This 2025, soon to be 2026. And he's like, I'm okay with murder because it keeps the Second Amendment relevant. I just can't agree with him. I can't even sit down at a table with him. If if I had that opportunity or anyone like him. And I just thought I'd throw those 2 cents in, not meaning to disrupt the class, but I had to comment on that little bit because he didn't care nothing. Black people was beneath him. Uh, Mexicans, everybody. Do you have a problem with Mexicans, Mr. Starward?
Well, to be honest with you, man, I don't have a problem with anybody. I don't even have a problem with like I said, I don't have a problem with a man who don't like black people. That's between you and your God and what you believe in. And if that's what you want to believe in, I don't think that it's my job to take your belief system away from you. Now I can tell you what I believe if you want to hear it, but I don't think that we as people should determine who live and who die and based on whether or not they believe in what we believe in or not. And that's not.
So you recall this Martin Luther King, your frat brother, Martin Luther King, when he said injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere.
Yeah,
And his comments, this Charlie, whatever his name,
Charlie Kirk.
Kirk,
Yeah.
his thoughts, he said that Martin Luther King was a terrible person. Terrible person? How is that? Because he was fighting for our justice, our rights, the thing that the Constitution put in writing that we are equal.
Man, you
And
really
he
want me to?
has the, huh?
Oh, yeah. Let me. You really want me to go there with you with Martin Luther King?
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna say Martin Luther King he was a tough guy. But Martin Luther King, but you can't. What this guy was saying, if he was saying those things about Martin Luther King, now, morally, as a man, Martin Luther King was pretty rough. He was pretty rough now. But what he was saying, but his speech and what he was talking about, and his ability, I think he was one of the greatest orators on the planet. As a matter of fact, if you listen to Adolf Hitler, the man, I should have said Adolf Hitler, I should have said the man with the little mustache. He was one of the best speakers that have ever walked this planet. The way he speak, and if you actually look at Martin Luther King, he actually studied some of the stuff that Adolf Hitler was doing so that he could learn how to speak just as good. But what Hitler was saying and some of the things that he was saying, I don't agree with it, but that does not take away the fact that he was a great speaker. And what he was talking about, man, it doesn't make it where people should kill them because of their speech. And you got people out here killing folks. You got rappers out here making music, going out shooting and killing people. They got drill music now. And we don't even mess with them, but we won't mess with them, but we'll go out here and attack somebody because of what they're saying. These guys over here are doing it. These guys over here are saying it, but we'll kill the person who's saying it and not doing it versus the guy who actually doing it. This is the world that we live in. And I'm just saying that I don't think that's right. And I never even listened to this guy, Charlie Kirk. I never even listened to what I never even heard anything. I didn't even know the guy existed until yesterday when he got shot. And I just know he spoke about very conservative views. And man, I just don't think that people, and like you say, man, I may not agree with anything he say. I don't even know what he talk about. But I don't think that people's, your opinion, you should be silenced over your opinion. I don't think that's right because I don't want nobody to ever take away my freedom of speech, man. That's the only thing I got today. You can take away everything I got, man, but I should have the right to think and say and believe what I want to believe in. If this is if we're gonna live like this, then we're no better than the Inquisition. You guys remember what happened in the Inquisition when they were literally, if you didn't believe in God, they killed you. The religious people believed that they went on mission trips, and if you said that you didn't believe what the Catholic popes and all those guys believed in, they killed you on the spot. And that's just not the world that we should be able to live in. And one thing that we have here in this country that make us one of the greatest countries on this planet is that we have the freedom of speech. Guys, if you go to China and you start, there's certain rhetoric that you say over there, man, you would disappear. You go to Africa, to all these little countries and Nigeria and stuff like that, you go over there starting to spew off against the wrong people, you will disappear. But this country right here, we have the freedom to believe what we want to believe in and say what we want to believe, and say what we want to say.
And that's part of the problem, mainly because if you look at the statistics, so we the greatest country ever created. Okay, let's look at the mass shootings. Out of all the countries, you got the highest number of mass shootings among countries is the United States. The next to us is Mexico. Mexico has recorded, I don't know the date, I can't remember off the top of my head, but they've had 8 mass shootings in schools. You know how many United States done had?
How many?
260 some mass shootings, but we the greatest country in the world. We got, look at our
do you know why I think one of the main reasons we have mass shootings in these schools? It's because
Kirk, what's his name? Charlie Kirk, them guys.
Let me say this right here. I think that the reason that we have so many mass shootings that in our schools here in the United States is the fact that that's one place on this in our country that you can't take guns. If you armed every teacher with a pistol on their side, and somebody walked in there, a potential student who was a man, you could take him out before you even get it started. See what makes this shooting stuff, what equalizes that stuff is the fear that somebody else may have a gun too. But if you walking in a place where you know ain't nobody got no gun, you got free range. But if you walk up in a place and you know everybody got their gun too, well, that's gonna calm you down. You're like, man, I might get killed myself. This is the equalizer. The right to have a gun, the right to bear arms. And I'm telling you, man, if you randomly had, if you got 100 teachers on campus, And at random, we may have in all schools. At random, we may have. Let's just say you got 100 teachers on campus. 50 of them got guns, and they had to be trained, licensed to carry their guns. They had their guns on school. And if those students know this, ain't nobody finna come on that doggone campus, man, and start acting. Well, I ain't gonna say it still happened, but on a bigger scale, I think those guys would be too afraid to do that. And I'm gonna tell you something else too, man. I've taught for over 15 years, and I've taught thousands of students in the public school, and not one time have I met a student that was a fool. Because see, a fool don't know they're a fool. See, a fool would go up to the resource officer and just slap him in the face with a gun on his side. They don't do that. They know, matter of fact, as a student, these kids know what teacher's classroom that they can go in there and cut up in, and they know which classroom they gotta sit down and shut up. You knew that when you was in school. There's just certain teachers you didn't go there with. You set your butt down, you shut up. That teacher didn't have to say nothing because you already know what's going on. This teacher didn't play. And y'all even talk about it. Hey man, such and such don't play, man. You gotta go in there and shut up. That's what's gonna stop these kids from this crazy stuff, man. So what we gotta do is yeah, man, you should have I think you should have a right to have a gun on you. If they got guns, and here's the thing, the only knucklehead, well, I ain't gonna say knucklehead, the only people that want to get rid of the guns, if we did a law to get rid of the gun, well, criminals don't abide by the law. They're gonna be the ones with the guns now. Then you're really not gonna be able to protect yourself. You go out here to Walmart or something, man, and you with your family, and these fools get to acting, these criminals get to acting a fool, you ain't got nothing to protect yourself with. Yeah, man, no, we need guns. That the problem is in the school system, you can't have guns. Most school systems, they will have you can't have guns in the school, and that's why I think we have so many mass shootings in the schools. Yeah, but anyway. That's a good one, man. I always get this thing going, boy. All right, guys, let me go ahead and knock this right here. But hey, guys, I welcome a discussion, man. I mean, like I said, man, this is just my opinion, man. I'm not trying to force my opinion on you guys. Like I said, Mr. Scott, I listen to your opinion, and we can agree in most cases. In some cases, we can disagree. But at the end of the day, I don't want to shut you up. I don't want to come to you and say, hey, man, you can't say nothing else. I don't want to do you like that, man. I don't give you an opportunity. Because, you might say something, man, and what you say, I go home and I think, somebody got a point there. So maybe I need to readjust the way I think now. This is how we live. This is how we grow. All right, let me see. Let me take you guys. But that's that guy. Rest in peace. All right, let me see.